This too is good, because what the rabbi understood, that even though he lost the gold and the silver, it wasn't so much that things would turn out for good, but that there was some intrinsic value even now in the sand, even though he didn't have the other. So he trusted God to be in charge of everything, and that is not always easy, because you and I have a soul, a mind, a will, and emotions that are always in conflict with everything else that may be of the spirit man, and so we're in this perpetual conflict. So you see, we must keep our confidence in God's care for us. Hebrews 10:35, cast not away therefore your confidence, which hath great recompense of reward. When do you get the lowest in life? When you lose your confidence, right? When you're no longer so sure that things are going to be okay. When you look back to 10 years ago and you ask, if I had done this instead of that, then things would have perhaps been different. Can I tell you, and I've got those experiences in my life, I've done it, okay? I look back, well, maybe if I had done this, maybe if I had done that, but I always have to come back to this knowledge that through every bit of that, I prayed my way through it. Matter of fact, most of the times I prayed my way through it with my face in the carpet, trusting God, crying to God, seeking God's favor. One such example, and I hadn't intended to share this, but I was offered $100,000 to get rid of my share of the business and to sell it out. Partner came walking through, I got $100,000 for somebody to sell their share, and I said, I ain't selling. Oh, in the natural, I should have took that $100,000 and just flew like a bird free, because that was $100,000 more, including the loss that I had when I got through, when I was out and they were in, okay? So let it be known that make sure that you keep your confidence in what God is saying to you. I want to talk to you also about Da Shun Li in your inner man. The inward work of the processes of God that are going on in your personal life to bring health and restoration. You see, we have so many struggles because there's so much stuff in here that God wants to bring us a big victory here. We love the big victory when there's a $100,000 gift. We love the big victory if you unrighteously buy yourself a lottery ticket and win, okay? You not dare do that, but it's okay now, right? So, and a lot of you lost a lot of money perhaps and you haven't won yet. Let that be the lesson. But there are in each of us personal issues, generational issues that God wants to give us a big victory over. Yes. He wants to give us a Da Shun Li over the addiction, over the thing that is just pulling you every day, over sometimes relationships and situations, and that you're struggling with it and you can't seem to get over it. You fight, you succeed, you get over it for a day, and then the next day is right back there staring you in the face again. You see, God brings us then sometimes into a place where there is a fire. He brings us into a furnace. I'm not even talking about like a trial or test. I don't buy into the fact that every bit of the trouble that come your way, it got sent from God. It came your way, but it didn't get sent, posted by God's mailbox. It came to you, but it didn't come from God. But God will bring you a Da Shun Li to escape you out of that into the place of your victory. And that goes for the inward things. I was praying, I guess a couple of months ago, Lord, let your fire just consume me. I'll admit for a lot of my life, I have not liked the sound of that. I don't really like the idea that the fire of God is going to come and consume me and burn me up. But I understood that day that there's something about the fire of God that burns out everything that is unclean and unworthy and leaves everything else pure and clean. I don't fear the fire of God anymore. I don't fear the judgment of God. I will go to God and ask Him, judge me, Because what am I saying? I'm saying I'm going to come into the courtroom of God. And the devil's over here accusing me. I acknowledge that I have sinned. I acknowledge that all this list of junk that it has is true. But I tell you this, I belong to Christ. I repent of sin that I committed. And now the judgment that's going to come on me is going to be the judgment of grace and mercy, not the judgment of damnation. So God wants to give you this big victory. And remember, that's His word. I didn't create it. I didn't fantasize it. This is from heaven. So you get any word, I can assure you, is straight from heaven. A word that God wants to impart to you, that it has a Da Shun Li for you. I want to talk to you now about your Da Shun Li in your crisis. 60-some years ago, a father stood in the time when they had all the babies at home, right? And the doctor apparently had called the father outside of the room, and talking outside the door, he had said to him in relation to his wife that was giving birth and struggling because she had now become a little older in childbirth. And he said, I don't know if I can save the mother and the baby. Which do I save? That's a crisis. The father said, save the baby. Now my suspicion is that the mother heard that, because I heard this story from that mother. I don't know what she carried all the years of her life relating to that. And I don't know what the baby inside of her womb carried for so many years, because he too heard what was said by that father, and what the mother heard got transmitted to the baby, whose name was Frank Blaylock. But obviously God gave a Da Shun Li to mama and son on that day, and both were spared. And mama got her prayer answered. God, give me a preacher in the family. And so I have one brother that is the Mr. Educated. He's the Mr. Successful in the corporate world, but God didn't call him to preach. He called myself first, then called my brother Jesse. And I'm glad I was first, because I was last, but good being last when you're now the youngest of all those other old brothers and sisters you've got, pretty good position to be in. I want to talk to you about, and I'm going to get back, because I want to address again this. You give me permission to come back to what the father said, and not the reaction of the mother anymore, but what the father said then. And I'm going to come back to that. But I want to talk about something else too. I want to talk about the Da Shun Li when the marriage is over. You've done everything you know to do. You fought through it. And now all it is you and God. And the Lord basically says it is over. Where's your Da Shun Li going to come from? That may be flippant today in a lot of people's mindsets, marriage, but when you grow up knowing the vows mean something, and yet you find yourself in a place that you can't do anything but ask for the very divorce itself, and it's not easy, but it's something that you're in a place. But can I tell you, if the marriage is on the rocks, if the marriage was over 20 years ago, if you've been through 20 marriages, there is still, God's word's still true. You know, maybe we mess it up, maybe we come short, maybe we don't hear God enough, but again, I tell you, if you prayed your way through that thing, if you stayed on your face before God,